What's going on, folks? This is your Las Vegas real estate agent, Jason Sanchez, and I'm glad each and every one of you could join me on my channel, Real Estate by Jason Sanchez. I do work here in the Las Vegas area, North Las Vegas, as well as Henderson. So, if you're looking for a home to buy over here or even to list a home, please consider my services in this matter. And if you haven't subscribe to my channel, I humbly ask that you click the subscribe, like, share, and even comment. Perhaps you can get some future ideas on other videos that I can make coming out. Anyways, let's jump right in. This video is more geared for people who have very little to no idea when it comes to buying a home. In this day and age, with information that is available to us in social media, it's quite easy to be able to do research when it comes to buying a home. With that being said, there's still a lot of areas in which a person who does want to buy a home, they may not be certain. So I'm going to give a general idea of the various steps along the way for the home buying process. There are other details as well when it comes to buying a home. I'm just giving a general sense of what it will take. Anyways, one of the first things that we're going to look at is my current situation a good fit for me to buy a home? So many of the first-time home buyers, they're going to run into an issue where, well, are they going to balance the money that they make so that they are able to pay the mortgage, or is it better to rent? So these are some of the dilemmas that many first-time home buyers will come across. If it's not a good fit for you, consider waiting a little bit longer. And whether it's a fit for you or not, it's highly advisable that you speak to somebody like a loan officer, somebody who's able to sit down with you and go through a detailed plan on what it might take in order to buy a home, starting with your finances first. And everybody has like the best possible idea when it comes to buying a home. They think that they know it all. Sometimes I make that mistake as well too. But make no error that these people in the loan process, they're there to make a living for providing these loans for the various buyers out there. But also they get paid for what they do. They're paid professionals. So you do have good and bad loan officers as well as agents out there. So do your research, shop around, and see which loan officer, which real estate agent might be a good fit for you. After all, we're not building any equity by paying our landlords the rent every month. Even with these high interest rates and whatnot, though, too, if it fits within your budget, because this may not be for everybody, and that's why I mentioned one of the early questions. If it's a good fit for you, then let's look into it a little bit more. So I advise anybody out there, come and have a meeting with the team. Don't just simply settle for. I understand that, like, if you had to call them or perhaps Zoom them if you're out of state and whatnot, though, whatever it may be. But especially if you are able to sit down with them face to face and meet with either the real estate agent, the loan officer, in person, that's always the best, in my opinion. To see their mannerisms, the way they conduct themselves, their patience, their professionalism when it comes to these kind of things. A lot of these things you may or may not be able to pick up over a phone call or in Zoom. So to be able to meet with the team in particular in person is definitely the way to go. And if you can't do that, then of course a Zoom or a phone call might be more fitting. Next, when you do sit down with your with the loan officer, and assuming that you've shopped around and you find one that kind of fits your style and your needs, and they resonate with you, um, they're gonna go over through not just all of your information, W-2s and your finances, your credit, um, and your down payment and all these things. Um, they're also gonna kind of bring everything in line so that there's no stone unturned when it comes to these kind of matters. Uh, there are many costs involved when it comes to buying and selling a home. So these things we need to make certain that you as a potential buyer are aware of these things, and then we as an agent, for example, are transparent with many of these processes as well. As an agent, um, we often wear many hats, and we're there to help be a middleman in a lot of senses when it comes to the various inner workings when it comes to real estate. You are, in essence, indeed working with the real estate agent, but understand that it's not just a real estate agent in whom you are working with as a buyer. You're also working with people when it comes to the loan process. You're working with people when it comes to the inspection, working with people with the appraisal, so on and so on. Keeping these things in mind, having a constant communication with your agent is going to be essential. Um, they can make sure that for whatever reason, if there's anything that uh, a loan officer might have missed, or an inspection, um, something in an inspection that may not have come up otherwise to attention, uh, you as an agent let them know. These things, they're highly valuable, and this constant communication will have a uh, will have much benefit to those who are buying, because as a buyer, one of the things is it's very tough to go in this process, because many of us are not knowledgeable, and as agents we're there to help demystify and make the process as smooth and comfortable as possible, because this is one of the most important purchases of many people's lives as well. So after we go through this process of um, meeting with the loan officer, meeting with our team, having a constant communication, and the constant communication will be all throughout this process. We're going to go and look at the loan, and upon the approval um, or the denial, whatever it may be, they should let you know in a timely manner, so that um, if you're not approved, what are some things that we can do so that next time we can get you approved for the process. It might be little things like maybe there's a gap in your employment, or maybe a little bit more for your down payment. These kind of things may set the approval behind, but in many cases, if you're approved for the loan, that's one of the big hurdles that you as a buyer will come across, and bring a moment of victory when it comes to this process. And then comes kind of like the fun part for a lot of people who are looking to uh, buy a home. Now that they have their budget, according to the finances, what fits, they have a debt to income ratio that will coincide, you know, with the spending and whatever it may be. It's you're gonna go through this process of shopping for a home according to the budget. So let's say, for example, the Mr. and Mrs. Smith family who are looking to buy a home, they're able to shop around. Let's just say for a $400,000 home, and you know what, $400,000 is it's a good it's a decent home here in the Las Vegas area. That doesn't mean that you necessarily have to spend the $400,000, even if you qualify for that. Um, when we go through the numbers and whatever it may be for our clients, we want them to be comfortable with that purchase. We want them to feel that as an agent, we're on their side, and that we're not just simply there just for the money. Uh, we're there to help. We're there to make the process smooth, like I mentioned. Um, After we go through this process of looking for the home, and we buy, and we come across a series of home, and we might list them in order. Let's say we may look at I don't know, 6 to 10 homes, and we might prioritize. Okay, this is our first pick, second, third, so on and so forth, or whatever it may be. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and make an offer on the house in which we have an interest in. Um, as an agent that is representing you as a client, it's very important to kind of get a feel of whether or not you as a buyer will have some kind of leverage to be successful in this, in making an offer for a home that you and your family may desire. We don't want you to feel that, well, you make an offer and you got shot down, and it's because you had multiple buyers who want that home that you had your heart set on. It's very important for us to set the expectation ahead of time and say, you know what, these kind of homes, they will go for, they go for a certain look in which many people desire. Are you comfortable with having multiple offers on this home when we make our own offer? And if that's the case, then probably it'd be more advisable for us to either come out a little bit more out of pocket when it comes to making an offer for that home, and or let's just consider another home that we have on our list as well. Then we come across our 10-day due diligence process as well. Earnest money deposit, giving a title check, appraisal, home inspection. These things are highly valuable, and for me, it is highly recommended that you do all these things. I know once upon a time during the pandemic, people were waiving these inspections and appraisals and whatnot. Though we are not in that moment, and many people who have waived it unfortunately regret it because, well, if you, for example, forego your right to inspect the home, you have no idea what's wrong with the home, structurally, with the plumbing, with the electricity, insulation, roof, AC. So there's a lot of things that we need to consider when it comes to these processes within this 10-day due diligence as well. When we make that offer, when we go out and submit our earnest money deposit, then the process starts to get a little bit more deeper. They start to finalize the loan with the lender, providing all the necessary documentations and meeting any conditions that they may have. So this is another process when it comes to buying the home. Next, if everything checks out, everything is good, everything is agreed upon. Let's say there are some issues for you as a buyer in which, well, they had to fix this or that. Perhaps wanted an AC unit that was more up to date, and the sellers agreed. Then we can start to move even further, and we go into the part where they start to close the deal as well. So they start to fill out additional paperwork, mortgage documents, transfer of ownership, paying for your closing costs, which will typically include loan origination fees, appraisal fees, titles, insurance, so on and so forth. And then, of course, we have the most exciting part of all is the move-in. With the move-in, this is kind of like the moment of victory that you can take a step back, and with all the tension that was built up before then, you can take a nice big sigh you've done it with the help of the agent that was there to help guide you in this process. You're able to move in and make this home yours and have many more beautiful memories to build in the future. And then once again, I hope this video has helped many of you who are not certain, perhaps have not considered a few things when it comes to the home buying process, whether you never have bought a home before, and or whether you have bought a home but many things that were not considered by you. Perhaps I was able to bring the light. But anyways, I thank you once again for joining me on the channel. Really Saved by Jason Sanchez. And if you or anybody that you know would like to purchase a home here in the Las Vegas area, please give me a call, email, text, whatever it takes. I'll be happy to earn your trust. I'm in it for the long run. I'm not here to make a quick buck. I do make a living with this as well. So anyways, take care. Have a good one.